Yo, Marvin, what's good, man?
Yo,
How are you, bro?
doing good, bro. Damn.
I am waiting, I think, on like one or two other people, and then we can go ahead and get started, bro. First call. Excited, bro. Hopefully some more heads rolling. If they don't, it's gonna be me and you. We're gonna get through it. This is how we this is how we get it. How's your week been though, man?
Bro, it's been going. No,
Okay.
so I just came back from Instacart, bro.
Okay. I feel it. I feel it. I feel it. Yeah, you definitely gotta do what you gotta do. So I'm not mad at it at all. But now, bro, we can go ahead and get started, man, because I want to be respectful of your time. I know it's late. What time zone are you in?
Right now, Easter.
Okay, yeah, so it's 9:30 your time. Yeah,
Yeah.
bro. So I want to hop in, bro. I want to kind of talk about, first of all, like obviously the goals. Hold on, let me turn this lamp off. Give me one second. I want to talk more or less about how this works, goals, and how I can help you, right? So the purpose of the program, as probably explained to you by Zaire or somebody on the team who got you in, is really to help agents like yourself become successful in a different way than what most people tell you, right? So they're like, yo, buy a bunch of leads. And that's cool. Like we help a lot of our clients that are, making 6 and 7 figures a month by doing that. But our goal is to help you where you're at. So I want you to use obviously this call, if you continue to work with us going forward. Um, as calls to really ask questions. So my job on this is to be a helping hand for you. So you let me know where you're at, what you're doing, what you've tried, what you're struggling with, and then I'm just going to be on here really chopping it up and making sure that we are helping you to the best of our ability, right? So there are other people that will be joining, um, as these months go on, as these weeks go on, just continue to provide value. So I guess like let me some context about your situation, and then yeah, we can spend most of the call, man. Do you have any questions, I guess, for me before we even hop in? Because I don't want to just go into something if you already have questions about anything.
Nothing crazy, bro. Besides, I saw that you almost went to the US, to the NFL, bro.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I got picked up by the Falcons. I was with them for a little under a year, like
And
almost.
so then what happened, bro?
I got cut, and after
Uh,
training camp, yeah, yeah, yeah. So I played the three preseason games, and then didn't end up
hey,
making.
bro. So not a lot of niggas can get to make it that far, so shit.
Yeah, facts, bro, facts.
But yeah,
Um,
besides that, the only reason why I got into the life insurance business because my homie brought me on, and then he was like, "Yo, I thought it can be like a good opportunity and stuff." So I was like, "All right, cool." And then he was like, "I feel like we can help our families and we can make bread from it." I was like, "All right, cool." So then he took me to a place called Primerica. So then I went with Primerica. I got my license or whatnot. So now I'm licensed. I've been licensed for like a month, and then now I just heard that like Primerica is low key bad. So now
mhm.
I'm low key like switching to like a company called GFI. But then like now I just switched to them and now I'm just like trying to get going from there, really. Like I don't really know how to like find my own people or like how to recruit people. The people that I thought I recruited, like they wasn't ready when I thought they said they was ready. Like, they had the mindset like they wanted to be big, and then when I give them the opportunity, they fall back.
Right, 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 right,
And
right.
then
No,
with like clients, try talking to my mom, parents, families not really, they don't want another bill on them. They're not really trying to hear what I'm trying to say. And then so with that, you know, I'm just black marketing, really trying to go like find clients where I don't even know how to start or where to like to engage them really. So then when I saw this, when Zaire gave me a call, he was like, "Look, we got a lifetime package going on for $97." I was like, "All right, cool. I'm new. Let me give it a shot. Let's see what they can do."
yeah. Yeah. Okay, cool, man. So let's talk about it, bro. Because this is how I look at lead gen, right? There's a multiple ways you can do it. So number one, you can pay to acquire clients. That's running ads. Obviously, that's the course. I don't know if you've taken a look at that, but definitely take your time to go through that. But that obviously requires you to have to spend money on ads. So what I do, right, and what I'm gonna be honest, I built my business. We did $1 million in revenue within our first 10 months last year. I didn't run any ads though. I just did all cold outreach through the DM. So there's a strategy that I use that I would implore that you use that's gonna help you make money, but also is gonna be in a way that's not like cringy, right? But it does require effort because, as you know, you either got time or money. It's pretty simple. So think about it like this. I like to say 50 to 100 offers a day. Okay. So you'll like, do you have a preference of the lead or not the lead, the type of insurance you like to sell? Is it final expense? Is it mortgage? What type of insurance do you
Uh,
do?
so far I just know like the term policy.
Okay. Perfect. Perfect. So focus on obviously what you're trying to sell. So for you, it's term life insurance, right? And I always tell people like you're gonna feel like, damn, why am I doing this? But it's beneficial. Now, what you've told me is you've talked to your family members, correct? Like you've tried to reach out to them. That hasn't really worked. And you've
Yeah.
posted on Facebook, is that correct?
Hmm.
Okay. Have you cold messaged anybody?
Nah. Like what you even mean by that? Like just hitting them straight up like myself?
Just DM them, yes.
Nah.
Okay. That is the strategy, bro. It sounds crazy, but just trust me. If you message between 50 to 100 people a day, right? I promise you, you will make money. You have my word from now until the next time we talk. If you do that, you will make money. Now, it's not just you DMing people cringy. You got to be direct and to the point. So let's say you're messaging somebody and you know you're looking for term life insurance. You could literally shoot like, how many friends do you have on Facebook if you had to take a guess?
Like 113 maybe.
Okay. And then how many followers do you have on Instagram?
I don't know. I just switched over to Facebook recently. I'm mostly on Instagram.
Okay, yeah. But I'm just saying, like, give me a ballpark for Instagram now.
300.
Okay, perfect. So that's 400 people, right? Let's take out some of the friends and family. Let's just call it 300, right?
Right.
You got a bunch of people maybe you went to school with, etc. Start there, right? And the way you DM them is really like direct and to the point. Like, hey, what's up, man? If you're looking for some term life insurance, just let me know, right? It can help your family. List some of the benefits, and then say, hey, if you want to hop on a quick call, I would love to go over what that looks like for you. It's direct, it's to the point, and then you can say like, hey, no stress, right? If it, if you don't want to meet, right? And the purpose of that is like you want to make sure that you're leveraging the resource that you have, which is time. If you send 50 to 100 of those a day, right, you will get people to respond. I promise you. You may only have like 5 to 6 people actually respond, but if those 5 to 6 people hop on a call with you, right, and actually want life insurance because you told them exactly what it is, term life insurance, then they're going to be interested. And now you just have closed the policy. Now you're making money. Now, if you want to take it to another level, all you have to do is just do that to a colder audience of people you may not know. I literally do that to this day. Like I have a team that's all they do is just cold DM people. And it sounds crazy, but it's a free way to market, right? You use Facebook or you use Instagram and you just direct message people, right? Because otherwise, how else are you gonna make money? Right?
Right.
You just gonna post on Facebook all day, nobody's gonna respond to that. Like you got to go out and hustle.
I need a fat pickup.
Isaiah, can you hear us?
Yes, I can. Oh, y'all really can hear me? I'm so sorry.
Nah, you're fine. You're fine. So does that make sense, Marvin?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that would be like the first strategy to do, man. And it seems like it's like dang, but just trust me. Um, it's the best way to go about it. Because at the end of the day, like you understand that you gotta leverage your time, right? And I still do this same strategy to this day. Like I'm not lying. That's literally all I did. I used to just cold message agents and be like, "Yo, I used to be a life insurance agent. I made 40 to $50,000 a month selling as an agent. Like, if you got some time, you want to hop on a call and hear about how I can help you make the same amount of money?" And they're like, yeah. And I was like, wow, that was easy. And I'm like, what time are you free? They're like, I'm free at this time. I'm like, cool. What's your email? What's your phone number? I book a call, I get on a call, and I just tell them what it is. If they buy, cool. If they don't buy, cool. If I just keep doing that over and over and over again, though, people will buy. It's inevitable. Like there is no other way around it. Most people just never actually make the offer because they're nervous about what people are going to think, or people tell them, "Hey, man, you got to reach out to your friends and family." Like that's not necessarily true, right? Like there are millions and millions and millions of people on social media that you don't know what they're going to say. If they say
Right.
no, cool, like you're right back to where you started anyways. You know what I mean? Like
Facts.
you can't lose, bro. Like, and that's why I tell people, like, if you can get over that fear, and I'm not saying you, but I'm saying like that mental block of like, damn, I'm just cold DMing people. Like this feels weird. This feels like if you can get rid of that and think about the money you're gonna make, like, all right, cool. If I DM 100 people and 10 people respond, I get 5 people to book an appointment and I close two. If I make that means I made $700 by just DMing 100 people. Who wouldn't do that? Like who wouldn't take that trade? Like if I was like, hey, I guarantee you if you DM 100 people, you're gonna make $700, you would do that every day. You do that every day.
No,
Right? It's just changing your mind from like I'm just DMing people to like I'm making offers with a purpose. Because the law of averages is a real, you know about the law of averages?
no.
Okay, so basically the law of averages says that for every X amount of like actions that you do, you will have uh Z outcome. Okay, so for example, if I send 100 messages, right, I'll get 30 responses. And then of those 30 responses, I'll get 15 appointments. And of those 15 appointments, I'll close 3. Right. So for example, if you said I want to close 6 people, you just do the math reverse. You can't figure out what that number is though until you actually start doing the first action, which is the 100. And then you
Right.
figure out, okay, then how many people show up to the call and then how many people I close. And then you just take those numbers, you write it on a sheet of paper. This is literally all I do. I wrote it on a sheet of paper. I said, I want to make $1,000,000. So, okay, how do I do that? So I started out day one. I said, I messaged 100 people. I realized that 15 people responded. Of those 15, half of them booked a call. Of those half, I closed half, right? So if it's 8 people, I closed 4. If I'm selling something for $1,000, I made 4 grand. So that means if I want to make 8 grand in a day, I just do 200 people. Now I made
Okay.
8 grand, right? And you just do the math. That's really how people scale businesses. It's just, do you do that organically, right? Like free, meaning like your time, or do you do that through advertising? Those are only 2 things that you could do. Like you can pay for it or you could do it, but the numbers are still the same. Once you figure out what that number is, like, hey, if I spend $5,000 on ads, I typically make anywhere between, 100 to 200,000. I'm just making that up, right? Then you
Right.
say, okay, if I want to make $1,000,000, then I need to just do the math, right? 100,000, that's times 10. If I spend 5,000, I got to spend 50,000 on ads. Now it's not 100%, but it's very, very, very close. It's close enough for you to be confident in knowing like if I do this over a period of time, I'll be somewhere in that ballpark. And like that's how you grow, bro. Like genuinely, like in anything, whether it's business, doesn't matter. Like everything has numbers, and you just figure out what those numbers are and just reverse engineer.
So just go out my way and just hit up everybody, bro.
Bro, I'm telling you, bro. If I, bro, I'm gonna share my screen, bro. I'll show you. You think I'm playing, bro.
Nah, I believe you,
Like
bro.
I do this every day, bro. I'm gonna literally show you my screen. Hold on. Like I'm gonna show you I text people. Like I'm gonna show you this morning from when I text people. Let me show you an example. Can you see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay, boom. I'm literally showing you people. Look on the left-hand side. This is me just DMing people, messaging people early in the morning. If I go to Instagram, I start going to different places. Like I can literally show you. I'll show you on my phone too, actually. Hold on. I really, and like I said, that's literally my text. Like, bro, if you look at my text, these are all DMs, bro. Like me or my team, I do the same thing every day, bro.
And you don't even matter who it is. You just
Bro, like if you're doing life insurance, not really. Like everybody's eligible, right? Like for me, I gotta be more targeted. Like I can't just DM anybody and be like, yo, because if they don't have a license, you know what I mean? I can't work on them. Like it's like I
right.
can't. What you gonna do? Okay, cool. I want to do it. It's like, bro, I can't partner with you. You need a life insurance license. But you or anybody on this call, like y'all can DM anybody because anybody can get life insurance. Now, as you get better, right? There's different things you want to do. Like I would go look for people in country clubs, right? Because think about it, country club members typically have what?
What, horses?
No, like country, like people who um are a part of country clubs. What do those individuals typically have? Think about it. If I'm part of a country club and I'm paying X
Money.
amount of dollars per month, would you say it's at?
Money.
Exactly. They got money. So we going after the people that got money. Like we trying to get some money. So like you know what I mean? You start thinking like,
Right.
where do I go find the people that actually got the money? Right. And that's what you do. You just start thinking about, right? There's a book by why am I forgetting his name? Oh my goodness. Russell Brunson, right? It's called Traffic. It's called Traffic Secrets. It's a green book. You could look it up. You don't really need it. But this is his theology, right? Or his thought process, which is you need to go find clients like to make money at a big scale, whether you're running ads or doing organic outreach. You need to go find clients in what they call like pools, right? So go look for people where people, the type of people that you want to sell are typically found. A lot of people get mad because they're looking for people in the wrong places. Like if y'all just posting on your Facebook and your Instagram to your friends, like yeah, maybe they respond, but like once again, you got to go hunt. Like that's not really your ideal client. Like your homie who you play football with, like he ain't really trying to buy life insurance. But old girl down the street who has 3 kids, if she passes away, like she needs life insurance. Or buddy who has a wife who doesn't work because XYZ, he needs life insurance. Like, so you got to go find those people. So that's country clubs, that's retirement home pages, right? Like it's gonna take work, but once again, you're trying to make money. So it's like you just gotta shift your mind to that. Like these insurance, like your upline and your managers, like, and even you too, etc. Like they're gonna tell you like, hey man, you know, they do anything to get you in the door, make all this money, do this, buy that. Like I'm here to tell you, I spent 4 years as a life insurance agent. Making money is difficult, but it's simple though. It's not hard. Like what I just told you is very simple. DM 100 people. Bro, I'm willing to bet you any money if you DM 100 people every single day for a whole week. I promise you, you will message me on school or hit Z up, hit somebody on the team, and I promise you, you will make money. I promise you, because that's just how it works. Like that's how God works. Like He gonna reward you for putting in the work. Like you just message people, ask them if they're interested, and you'd be surprised. Like, damn, some people ended up signing up, right? So that's what I preach to people. Like that's what I tell people. Like that's the key to do. Like yes, I have the course for y'all to like learn how to generate the leads, right? But if you don't even got the income to do that, and trust me, I've been there too. Then like, bro, just go hard and do the labor work, right? And get the people to come in. So that's my philosophy on the whole thing. Do you have any like questions about that?
So then when you get them to when you after you cold DM and then you're able to get them on a call. So like how do you present yourself? How do you start talking to get into like what you're doing?
Yeah, good question. I mean, so here's how I do it. I don't like to sell people. I like to just ask questions. So your frame should just be like, hey man, like my job today, like, and I start my calls with agents off like this. You could do the same thing with your client. Like my job today, let's say I'm talking to you, like my job today, Marv, is really just to figure out how I can help you. So think in your mind, the frame of mind is how can I help this person today? Like I know that I can get them life insurance, right? Like you know how to do that, right? I'm not here to tell you how to like write a policy. That's simple. It's when they said, yes, I'm interested in life insurance, when you get on the call with them, whether it's a phone or a Zoom, you say, my job today is figure out like how can I help you? Right. And then they're like, yeah, cool. And you're like, just tell me a little bit about your situation. Ask the tough questions. Like, yo, Marv, like, do you have a girl, sister, anybody that depends on you? Yes. Okay, cool. I know like a lot of people don't like talk about this, Marv, but if you pass away, right? Like what happens to your family? And it'll get quiet. And it'll be like, yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. Cool, man. I mean, do you kind of want to talk about it? Because I mean, that's why we're here today. Let them talk about it. And, hey, man, like, okay, well, my job today is to make sure that if you pass away, that does not happen. Like, is that something that you're cool with? Like us talking about that? And most people will say yes. That's why they're on the call. And then from there, you just say, okay, cool. Like, how much money do we need to put aside? Right? Like, just talk to them. If I just said, hey, Marv, like, go talk to this person. You need to help them protect their family because if they pass, they're going to be in a really bad situation. And then now, when you're on the call, all the questions that you need to ask, you will ask if I told you to go into it with that frame. Like, don't think about the money. Don't think about any of that. And I know it's hard to turn your mind off, but if you can do that, bro, you will make so much money. Like, I tell people the biggest jump I had as an agent was when I went from writing like 10,000 a month 10 to 15,000 a month to 30 and 40, I didn't do anything different, but actually genuinely started caring about the client. Like what is the best possible situation that I can help them out in? I asked the right questions. I put them in the right policy. I knew what direction to take them in. Because I wasn't just letting them say, yeah, man, I just want some life insurance. Like it's 10, just give me like 10,000. It's like, okay, Marv, like, but man, like, what is $10,000 gonna do? And they're like, well, we'll cover my burial. I'm like, okay, like that's cool. It's gonna cover your final expense, right? Cool. Like, but you make your wife doesn't work. And they're like, yes. I'm like, okay, well, would you not agree that like we need to put something in place? Because just because she covers your funeral, she still doesn't have any money. And they're like, oh yeah, man, but I'm like, I mean, do you want her to not have any income outside of that? Because she's gonna cover the funeral, but then once the funeral's over with and she comes back to an empty house and she's sad, like she's not gonna have any money. And they're like, oh yeah, that's kind of a good point. Okay, cool. So now I went from writing you a $10,000 policy to a $20,000 policy because you see the value in what
Mm-hmm.
you're paying for. You know what I mean? So like that's just caring about the person, right? Like there's no like trick or rhyme to it. It's just caring about what's going to actually protect their family rather than them telling you what's important. Because people will always try to take the easy way out. They'll be like, yeah, man, nah, like just give me 10 grand, man, I'm good. Or give me 30 grand, 50 grand. Like you'd be like, hey man, how much coverage do you want? I want 100,000. Why? I don't know. I just think I need 100,000. That doesn't really make sense, Marv. Because your mortgage is 300,000. Ah, yeah. So we probably need at least 300,000, right? Ah, yeah. Okay. Well, you have kids. Yes. Do you have anything that they pay for, etc.? Yeah. Well, they got school. It's 10,000 a month. Okay. Well, how long do you want that to be paid for? Maybe a year. That's another 120,000. Now they're looking at 420,000 to protect their kids and also, their house. Versus
Right.
I would have just sold them $100,000 policy. So now you're making more money, but you're also helping them out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel you, bro. I feel you.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I know I went through a lot. Like these calls will be recorded, they'll be uploaded into the school portal, so you'll be able to like watch them and stuff. But like that's if you can get obviously do the 100, right? That's the first part. Like just get them on the phone. But
Mm-hmm.
then after you get that 100 and you get them on the phone, then obviously, honestly, you could hit us up in school at like yo, I got some appointments. We'll help you out there. I can, re-record or send you whatever we just discussed now. But that's what you do. Just get on the call and just be honest with them and just ask them the questions like, hey man, I really care about you. I want to make sure that you're good to go.
So okay, I like it. So basically, like once I do get them on the call, just basically tell them like I'm not even here to sell you anything. I'm just trying to hear to help you to see if I can benefit you in any way, and then tell them like how can I help you. Then let them explain them your situation, whatever they're going through, and then tell them whatever they might need, and then from there, I take whatever I have and then see what I can benefit them for them to be. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah, and just care about them, man. Like it sounds cheesy, but like love on them. Like just because at the end of the day, like we're selling life insurance, you make money, we're doing all this other stuff. But bro, I've had people that I've watched clients that I've sat in their house and their family members have called me when they die. And that was the craziest experience in the world to know that if I would have just not let them pay or hey, let me think about it, and I left and they didn't happen, like their niece or their husband or whoever that was also at that table would suffer. But I know now if one of these people call me that I've helped out over the past few years, like they're gonna get paid. And bro, I still get dividends from clients that I signed up 2, 3 years ago. And they can call me whenever because I'm their agent, right? So it's like it's bigger than just like insurance. You feel me? Like you're genuinely like, bro, like when people pass away, bro, it's a lot of money. Like people think it's like, yeah, it's 10,000. Like, bro, it gets expensive because people don't account for a lot of additional costs, like, bro, medical bills, bro, house payments, house repairs, like the funeral, like you got family traveling. Like, are you gonna come out of pocket for that? It could be 40, $50,000 next thing you know. Um,
Right.
so like it's an investment that's worth it. You just gotta make it make sense for them.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then, so one thing I want to ask about the advertising. So how much would you say to start up, like minimum, if you want to, if I do want to do advertising?
You're talking about for like the ads, like from the course and stuff?
Yeah,
Yeah, so I
I
always
haven't looked at
recommend.
it yet, but I was just like
Yeah,
asking.
yeah, to get an understanding. That's a great question, bro. So I always tell people like think about it in two ways. Okay, so you want to have enough to get started, but you also want to make sure that you put enough in to make it worth your time. a lot of people will be like, yeah, man, I spent like $10, $20 a day and I didn't get anything off ads. I'm like, okay, let's talk about this, right? So if I say, Marv, give me $350, I'm gonna give you back $800. You would do that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let's say I say, Marv, give me $1,000. I'm gonna give you back $4,000. You would do that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now let's take the number down. Let's say I say, Marv, give me $70, right? And I'm gonna give you back $120. You would still do that, right?
Yeah.
Okay. But notice when you spent more, you typically got more.
Mm-hmm.
Now I told you 70, I only gave you like 120. That's how advertising works, theoretically, up until a certain point. So if you're gonna go
Mm-hmm.
into it, like set your expectations based
Low.
off of like it's still money. Like people try to equate the leads, and I'm like, you just gotta look at it money. Like if you put $30 into an ad, like don't think that you're gonna pull out $700, $800. Like that's just probably not gonna happen, right? Now, if you put maybe like $200, $300, you might pull out 700. So I say that to say, like, don't start with anything less than $25 a day, right? On ad spend. But personally, I would start at 50, right? That's just me. Because when you run ads, you want to let the algorithm like start what is called optimizing, going through learning. You'll see all this on the course, but like
Mm.
go through its learning phase because the more you can spend, the faster, the quicker it gets out of that learning phase, and then the better results that you get. Right.
Gotcha.
So that's what I always recommend. And I do things by weeks and months. I don't really do things by days. So I would say make sure you have $1,500 saved up to put towards ads because you need to run it for a month. Like a lot of people will get frustrated because they'll run ads for a few
Like,
days and be like, yo, I didn't get anything. I didn't do that. I'm like, bro, like you're trying to build a business. Like, come on, you're putting in $300 and you're mad because it didn't work. Like, yo, you got to spend some money. Like, you're trying
yeah.
to make money, right? They're like, yeah. I'm like, dude, put some money into it. Like, and like if you're not comfortable, then just keep doing the 100 outreach a day until you make enough money to where you are comfortable to where you're like, dude, I have 1,500 to 3 grand laid aside that if I spend it, I'm good because I'm gonna let this advertising work, but I'm gonna still do my 100 DMs a day. Like that's how you build. Genuinely. Like if you do that, like you'll be fine. But a lot of people just, they just try to say, man, I just gotta spend and spend and spend. I'm like, nah, bro, you gotta do it the right way.
Not bad.
Yeah. Azeta, do you have any questions? I know you've been kind of quiet over there. I know I've been talking to Marvin. I mean, if you don't, it's all good. I can keep talking. Um, I don't know if this is on here or it's coming in.
So
Um,
like,
yeah, go
do I
ahead.
have to change my Facebook page a certain way, or like turn into like a business profile, or like I can just do it on like the main page?
You're talking about the DMs or
Yeah,
the ads?
and the advertising.
Um, for the advertising, you're gonna create an ads account. You'll see in the course. You don't
Okay.
really have to change anything though. Like you don't
Okay.
gotta like change your page or anything like that, right? You're gonna have to you'll have to make a page. Like if you don't have it's called like an actual page, not like your actual Facebook, but a Facebook page. You will have to make one of those, and I explain how to do that in the video. It's pretty simple. It takes you like 5 minutes. Um, but no, outside that, you don't have to do anything. It doesn't have to be anything fancy either. Pretty
So the same way how you go out cold DMing your clients, you do the same thing for your recruits, bro?
I don't have any recruits, so that's the only thing. I don't have an agency myself.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But I would if I was building an agency, I would do the same exact thing. I would just at that point, I would DM everybody. I would DM mom, like mothers, kids, not kids, but you get what I'm saying. Like I would
Yeah.
just DMing everybody, bro, because everybody's available. Like you want to get
Mm-hmm.
started, and all my DM would be simple. It'd be like, hey, what's up, man? I've been able to help Marv, blah 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 blah, all these people make 15 to $20,000 a month. If you're interested in learn how to do the same thing, I can show you. Right? We have leads, we have a course, we have blah blah blah. Let me know we can hop on a call. Copy, paste. copy, paste, change the name, copy, paste, change the name, copy, paste, change the name, right? And also another thing about this strategy, I apologize, I forgot to leave out. This is probably the most important thing. So I'm happy I'm explaining this. Understand that there is a full strategy to this. So we're not just truly cold DMing people, even the people that you know. So here's the strategy. Find the people, right? What I do is I make a Google Doc and I list every single person. I copy their URL either from my phone or from my laptop onto the Google Doc. Once I have those 50 or 100 people, I list that out. That will take you probably like an hour, honestly. Give yourself like 4 hours for this whole process. That will take you like an hour. You then from there, once you get that done for an hour, you're then gonna go on your phone, add that same Google Doc, go on your phone, click on the person, uh, pull up their Instagram or their Facebook or whatever, go to one of their video pictures. You're gonna like one picture. You're gonna comment on one picture. You're gonna make sure that the comment is reflective to the page. So, for example, if you're DMing somebody that has a bunch of pictures with a dog, right? You'd be like, "Yo, your dog's pretty dope. I always wanted one like that." Blah blah blah. Check your DM whenever you get a second, right? You don't want to just say like check your DM because that gets sent to spam sometimes, and then they don't look at it. You also don't want to just like make some stupid comment. Don't comment like a rocket emoji or like don't do that because they're just gonna think you're just like everybody else. Something that's gonna catch their eye when they pull up their phone and they're like, "Yo, some dude named Marvin just commented on my picture." Once that happens, then you send the DM because a lot of times it's gonna go unsent anyways, and you can follow them, right? Now you can unfollow them later, but the purpose is now they see you like you like if they have a story like their story. So you like their story, you sent them a DM, you commented on their picture, you like their picture, and yeah, those are the four things. Once you've done all that, you're done. That's one person. You got to get to 100 as fast as humanly possible. Right?
Okay.
I like to do it in blocks though. So you'll want to like do that for 10 or 15 people, take a 20-minute break, go do something else, come back, do another 10 to 15 people, right? Do that over the span of the day. If you try to do all of them at once, your account can get banned because they're going to think you're spamming people. I'm just letting you know. So
Okay, okay,
you just want to block it out. Like so do like 10 to 20, take an hour break, 2 hour break, go kick it with some people, do whatever. You'll probably get a few responses. Come back, do another 10 to 20. Now you're at 40. Take a 2 hour break, come back, do another 10 to 20. Take another break, come back. Bro, next thing you know, you're at 100. You're gonna wake up the next morning and have tons of DMs. I promise you. Then as long as you just keep doing that, you will make money. You will make you will make money. It doesn't matter what you. I don't care if you're selling t-shirts, if you're building a life insurance agency, if you're selling life insurance clients. It does not matter. If you do that process over and over and over again, you will make money.
you bet that, bro.
It's the only principle I really believe in until you make enough money to actually run ads. Because everything else to me is kind of pointless. Just being honest.
Nah, facts, bro. Because the same way, like how none of that I want to say, because like I don't know, I've been on Facebook, I've been like a whole bunch of bots, be talking about like lead generations, be saying, "Hey, I can help you build your business and crap." You know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah,
So like you don't want to be caught up with them. You want to be a real person. So you gotta comment something right, meaningful, like a picture, like their story, right? And then obviously give them a follow and DM them. So 4 or 5 points of contact, like, yo, this Marvin dude's a real person. Because most of them bots, bro, they just send auto mass DMs. They don't do all that. Ain't no
right.
bot liking a picture, commenting, like they're not doing all that. And once again, like that's how God made the world, bro. Like it rewards you for putting in work. Like you are taking the time to message each person one by one by one. Number one, because most people won't do that. They will not take the time to actually do what I just said. They won't. I'm just being honest, they won't. But if you do it, you will be rewarded because the reward goes to the people that are willing to do the things that other people aren't willing to do. It's just that simple. If you can
Right.
keep doing that over and over and over again, you won't have to do that forever, but you can do that enough to where you make enough money to where you have $1,500, and now you can just take the money and put that into the ads, and then they're going to do the work for you. And now you close those people, and then you do the same thing. You reallocate, you upgrade up the ad spend. Now, when you get the ad spend up to enough points, now you can hire somebody to do that for you. Like it's just like a little game of just like
Right.
stacking blocks, bro. That's all you're doing.
I'm gonna hold you to it, boy.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm telling you, just I promise you, if you do it,
All right, so I'm gonna do
DM
it, bro.
me or message me in the school. If you do it, I promise you, people will respond back. It's
Bet that.
just you doing it. That's gonna be the thing. You're gonna sit there and be like, damn, build the list, do that for each person. Once you get to 100, I promise you, by the end of the week, if you do that every day, if you message 500 people, even if you only do 50, if you message 250 people, I promise you people respond. You'll get on a call and you'll probably close a few people, and you'll be like, damn. And then you'll get addicted to it. Cause that's what happened to me. I was like, yo, this is crazy. Like, this actually works. Like, all I gotta do is message people, and like, I messaged people this morning. I booked like 6 appointments from clients that I used to talk to from 7, 8 months ago. I was like, yo, we got this new thing, blah, 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 blah. 6, 7 people joined
So
up.
like out of the people that you go find, the people that you DM, like how do you find them? Because like you got to go find your audience that you're trying to reach. So like how do you reach that audience target? Because like my following is not gonna show me them. They're gonna show me a whole bunch of young people like me.
Yeah, good question. So you have two different things. You can go find groups of people, right? Like you can go find people that have a lot of followers that maybe fit a profile that you're looking for. So
Mhm.
term insurance, I'll give you a perfect example. You can go follow what is his name? Like older white guy. Oh, he believes in no debt. Hold on. Pull it up. Let me ask ChatGPT. Who is the white guy who doesn't?
I feel like that's like the most that people like to buy anyways, too, though, right? Term.
Dave Ramsey.
Dave Ramsey. Thank you, Azetta. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you. Yes. Dave Ramsey. Yo, you can literally go to Dave Ramsey, go to his followers. They're ideal clients for term insurance. Just DM them.
All
Let's see
right,
let's see how many followers Dave Ramsey has. Instagram. I'm gonna show you. Actually, I'll show y'all what to do on this call. I'll show you
yeah,
exactly.
do that. Yes, sir.
Dave.
I'd have told you I came back and made like 3K.
Okay. So here's what you'll do. Do you see my screen?
Yeah.
Mhm.
All right. So here's what you'll do. I'm literally gonna walk you through the whole process. Okay. So I call it 100 list, right?
Uh-huh.
What I'll do is I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna go Dave Ramsey. I'm gonna go to his followers. There's a few things you could do. You can go to his followers, right? You find people that look like legit profiles, right? Some of these people might be bots,
Yeah.
private account. You want to go for the public ones. Debt free. Debt free. Look at her name. Debt free. Sounds like somebody that's Dave Ramsey like. I'm just gonna scroll. Nah, not that person. No, not that person. Let's do this. This will be a better way to do it. You can go, cool. You can look at people like this. You can go to their comments. This looks like a real person. You can go Mr. Hughes, like he's private. He's also private. Golly, all these private people, man. It's crazy work. I'm going here, right? Robin's private. All these people are dumb private. Okay, I'm going here. View. Okay. And the reason I'm going after these people is because they've shown that they interact, so they'll probably respond, right? Like you got to think
Right.
about again about what I was saying. Think about the psychology of the people you're going for. Like you're DMing them, so you don't want to like somebody ain't got no posts and don't do anything. Like why would you DM them? They're probably not gonna respond to you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
So
that
open it.
makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, like you just want to go for people that are like interact and like, and I'm gonna show you what else you can do here in a second once I get to the bottom of this. Okay, cool. So then I go up and then now I look at the people who liked it. And I go through here. I go find people. Obviously, want to go. That doesn't look like a legit account, right? Cool. Katie. And I'm gonna go get. And honestly, when I do this, I just look. You could be listening to music. You know what I mean? Because you're just collecting your list right now. Like
Yeah,
you're
you
not.
just chilling, bro. Yeah, I feel you, bro.
Yeah, you're just collecting your list right now. You're like, cool. I'm gonna DM these people. I know I'm gonna get some people to respond, and we're good. A lot of his people are private, bro. Unless this is just like a new thing I'm missing. Like,
So you're saying that you get the URLs. The uh, the URLs is basically like their email address.
no, I'm about to show you. So these are the
Yeah,
people.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm 48. I don't really know about all that, you know.
Yeah, no, you're
Not
good.
that tech savvy.
No, you're good. I'm gonna make it real simple for you. So
Okay.
once you make your Google sheet, you're gonna go to the ideal client, which I'm just using Dave Ramsey as an example. You can think of people that what so I don't know what you're selling. We're using Marvin for an example because Marvin does term, right?
Mhm.
And Dave Ramsey, you already know Dave Ramsey's pitch is, buy term, invest it different. So his clients that follow him, they probably believe that. I'm not saying they're 100%, but once again, we're trying to increase our likelihood of converting. So how do
Right.
we do that? We go find people that are similar. If you were dealing with like something that had to do with like credit, you'd probably go look at like Grant Cardone, right? You'd look at different people because
Mhm.
what what are they preaching? What are they talking about? Their audience, their followers are people that probably believe the same thing they do. So when you cold message them, you have a general understanding of what it is that they do. So let's use this for an example, right? So I go here. You also want to look and see like she's obviously active because she has a story, right? So I'm not gonna do this because it's her page. But what I would do is I would like this, right? I
Mhm.
may even respond to this and be like, oh yeah,
Uh-huh.
that's pretty cool. To just find something that you feel like you could. I don't know if you're a mom, Azetta, but you could be
Yeah, I am.
okay, cool. You could be like, hey, she said something about me, a mom here, right? Uh,
Yeah, I'm a mom.
oh, where's this at? Okay. If any of you guys have been in debt, I've been in debt before. You can respond to this, be like, yo, I know it's crazy being in debt, blah, 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 blah. Find some way to interact with them. Make it organic though. You don't want to like sound like a robot, like you were saying, Marvin. Like you don't want to make it sound
Like
like
a
you're a
bot.
bot. Like you want to be a real person. So let's say you like and you comment on their page, right? On their story, if they have a story. You're then gonna go to their page and you're going to do the same thing. So you're going to find something that you can respond to. Let's say she's talking about that here. We go back to another thing about that, right? So you could say, you could read it when I think about days when I was in debt, and you could do something like, hey, I totally understand how it feels. I was, 550,000 in debt about 2 years ago. Um, was a tough situation. Um, interested. This is what I always tell people. Interested in working with you on something. Check your DM, right? And then you just do this, and then you hit post. I'm not gonna do it, but you get the point. You're gonna
Right.
hit post. Okay, you're gonna like this picture. So now you've liked the picture, you've commented something heartful, you've liked their story, you've commented on their story, then you're gonna hit message and you're gonna copy and paste a message that would be something along the lines of, right? Let's walk through this. Okay, it's not letting me do that, but let's just write it on here. So you would come up with like a creative message. So it's just like, hey, name. Uh, let's just do yours, Marvin. So we'll do like, hey, name. Uh, my name is Marvin. Specialize in helping families get term life insurance policies put in place to protect their families in the event of, you know, passing away, losing their home, or disability. I just reaching out to see if you have life insurance in place. If you if you already do, my bad. If you already do, that's fine. Disregard this. If not, would love to connect and see how I could potentially help you get something put in place. Right? Very simple. To the point. You're not really being like, yeah, I'm just gonna do like it just seems genuine. Like,
Right.
hey, blah, blah, my name's Marvin. I'm supposed to have blah, blah, blah. If not, like that's cool. Just disregard it. No stress. Because once again, at the end of the day, you're doing this to as many people as possible because you're just like, cool. You would just copy and paste this. You would put their name in here. So this will be your message that you send. And then what you would do is, right, before, just so you have clarity, and this is what you were asking, Izetta, all you're gonna do is grab all these names first. So get all the people first. So let's say you go here, you're gonna copy and paste their URL, right? Because you just want to be able to click this, have it pull up, and then go to message them. You're gonna go here, you're gonna do the same thing with this guy, you're gonna go to the next person. So that's 2 people, right? And this is gonna help you get to your 100. Now you have 2 people. So you go here, now you have 3 people. Right? Now you go here, now you have 4 people, right? You go here, now you have 5 people. And you're just gonna, like I said, you're just listening to music, building up your list. All right, now you got this person, you're just gonna go here, 6, here, 7, go here, gonna go 8, here, 9, you're gonna go here. And you already have 10 people. And now your goal is, now you got your 10. What I would do is I would delete, get back to here and just keep going through.
Gotcha.
Right. And I'm just gonna, okay, I got another person. And I'm gonna just create my list. And I'm gonna just add as many people as humanly possible to this list, 100. And I'm gonna do this day after day after day after day after day until I get enough money to actually start running the ads. Unless you already have the money or a credit card that can do it, you can go straight to ads, right? But this is the free way. And I still do
Right.
this today. Like well, I don't do it, but my team does this same exact strategy today. Until I, I made enough to hire somebody to do it. But this is the exact strategy that I literally use. Like it
But
still
and
to
it
this.
works.
It's money. I'm telling you. We made $1 million from this right here. I probably made $1 million from this strategy right here. Just cold DMing people, right?
Basically, we're just gonna be problem solvers.
Yeah, that's it.
You know,
That's
just
it. Yeah. And
just
you're
let
just
people
taking
know
the
we're here
time to
to
learn.
help. You
Yeah.
know, just become a problem solver. Just listen to what they say, and just feed off of the energy they tell you, and just make sure that like you said, don't just ask them for $100,000 for life insurance, but what else do you have going on? Do you have a house? Do you have children? All those things will add up, and it'll also get them covered. And you know what, I used to have a hard time with asking people those questions, but we can't just have a hard time asking. We just gotta ask, because you gotta think about it. What if that dad dies, or what if that mom dies? You know, wouldn't you rather them have everything in place than not? You know?
Yeah.
Right.
So that's my whole thing. Yeah. So anyway, I just wanted to talk a little bit.
No, you're fine. Hey, the floor is yours. Like I said, this is dedicated time for you guys. I mean, we do have 10 more minutes, so I want to make sure, we get as much as we can in the last 10 minutes. So, do you guys have any other questions? That was just kind of like an overview walkthrough.
Mhm.
But do you guys have any questions just about like that strategy, what we've talked about, or even just anything else that can
Do
help?
you have I do have a question. Do you have like examples of your calls, or have you ever actually recorded your calls, so that I think it'll be helpful if I hear your calls and just make sure I'm saying the right wordings and everything.
So basically like a mimic call, I think she's trying to say.
Yeah. Just like I'm just saying, like,
Like a
yeah,
demo role play.
yeah,
Yeah, are
exactly.
you talking about for life insurance?
Yeah, it could be for life insurance, but I know how to apply it. I do life, accident, and health. I do all that. But, you know, um, the thing is, life is where it is, and then I do Medicare Advantage plan, so as
Hmm.
well. But just looking at all the customers that I have, I can utilize. I can, pitch that to them too. I just don't a lot of times, because I don't like to ask. But at the same time, I'm telling myself, like, no, you got to do what others don't do. If I already have I have about 200 customers already. And I'm just looking at myself and just thinking the other day, like, dang, I said, you have really been slacking, because you should have had, at least half of these customers in a life insurance policy. And that's dumb not to. It's
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah,
So I can't leave all that on the table this year. I have to stop that.
yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, so I don't have any calls, but we can do a role play right now before we hop off. I mean, we could do one. I could do one with you, Marv, if you want to, just so you can kind of see how it goes. If y'all down to do that.
Yeah, I'm down. I'll take it.
All right, cool. I'll be the agent. Let's just say we're on the phone, right? And we're talking, and I booked a call with you, right? So we'll just start from the top and we'll role play. I won't do like I'll do the questions and then I'll do kind of like the presentation and how I would pitch, and we'll kind of do it in the last 9 minutes.
Nah,
So
but
let's just say we're on the call. So I'm like, hey, cool man, Marvin, I appreciate you taking the time out to hop on the call today. Um, Typically the way these calls go, Marvin, is really, direct and to the point. I'm going to just ask you a few questions about, why we're here, why you took time out of your day, who we're looking to protect, right? About how much coverage we need. And then I'm going to go through some options. And then once we figure out the best option that fits your budget and fits your need, what we're going to do is we're going to put in an application to the carriers to see if we can actually get approved, right? And then if you get approved, you'll have life insurance to make sure that your family is taken care of. Does that make sense?
hmm
Cool. So first of all, the reason I do that at the beginning of the call is because I'm setting the frame for what's about to happen, right? I
right,
don't want them to think, hey, we're just going to go shop around, and at the end, you're going to tell them you could think about it. We're not doing that. We're getting something put in
right,
place today, and we're putting an application in. When you approach it like that, you close more deals because you're taking control. Remember, people are
right.
sheep, need to be led. So you're the person that's leading.
Wow.
So you start off the call by saying that. It comes out very respectful because you are saying like, hey, we're going to protect your family, but you're also telling them that like, this is what we're doing today. Like, I don't really care
Right.
what you say. This is what we're doing. So imagine we said that. Okay, cool. So now we get in. I'm like, okay, Marvin. So like, let's get started, man. Let's talk about like what happens, right? And I'm gonna be honest, Marvin, before we hop into this, just so you have some clarity. Like this can be something that is a little touchy subject, but I feel like I wouldn't be doing my job as, your future agent to help you protect your family if I didn't ask these tough questions. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
Okay, cool. Yeah. So basically, Marvin, my question to you is like, what happens if you pass away tomorrow for the rest of your family?
Um, that's a good question. I haven't really thought about that.
Okay, I understand. Yeah, I mean that's why I'm here. Um, so you told me earlier, just imagine I got this information. You
Right.
told me earlier that you have a wife, is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, and you have two kids, right?
Three.
Three kids. Okay, got you. Um, let's start with the kids, right? How old are your kids, if you don't mind me asking, Marvin?
10, 9, and 8.
1098. So they're all in what? Middle school, getting out of elementary, about to go to middle school, is that right?
Yeah, around there.
Okay, gotcha. And do you have, I mean, for them, like are they going to public school, private school? What are they, what's kind of
Yeah,
their current
private
situation?
school.
They're in private school. Okay, got you. And is that like, I'm assuming you pay tuition for that? Is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay, got you. And then just so I have some notes, like about how much is that, per year that you're paying in their tuition?
15K.
Okay, 15K in total, or is that a piece?
A piece.
Okay, got you. So it's about 45K a year for their
Yeah.
tuition. Is that correct? Cool, cool, cool. And I know you told me earlier, Marvin, like, you make six figures or whatever, your job. I'm just trying to get some clarity to see what happens. Okay. So that's cool. So kids, is there anything else like that they're doing that, kind of costs money that, you and your wife may be paying for right now? In their day to day, like activities, other programs that they're in that you can think of?
Oh yeah, they're in a soccer program.
Okay, got you. Each of them are in the soccer program?
Yeah, two of them in a soccer program, and let's say one of them is in a band program.
Okay, got you. And are these free programs? Or do you have to pay for those?
I have to pay for the soccer program. The band program is with school.
Okay, gotcha. And then how much are those programs, the soccer programs? How much is that?
Say 1,200 a month.
Okay, got you. So 1,200 a month. And is that year round?
Yeah, let's say.
Okay, got you. So that's 1,200 a month for the whole year. So that's like another, let's just call it 15K.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So for your kids right now, we're looking at 45 plus 15K, so about 60K, between the soccer program and then also obviously for their college tuition. Okay. I mean not college tuition, their school tuition. And they're in what grade?
Uh, 6 and 7.
6 and 7. Got you. So, right, that school program, how long does like is that for seventh all the way up to 12th grade? Is it still 15K or does it change as they get older?
I think it changes after they get older.
Okay, so it becomes a little bit more expensive. Is that correct?
That should be correct.
Okay, got you. So right now it's about 60K a year between your kids, their soccer program. Is there anything else that we're missing out that like you and your wife may be paying for right now?
Nah, that's about it.
Okay, cool. So 60K for the kids. And then your wife, remind me, is she working? Is she not working?
Yeah, she's working.
Okay, gotcha. Cool. And then what is she currently making per year, if you don't mind me asking?
60K.
Okay, so she's making 60. And then how much did you say you were making? Give me like a kind of a higher number.
Yeah, like 120.
Okay, gotcha. So you're bringing about 180K. Got you. And then you're making 120 of that. Okay. And then how much is your house? Like how much is your mortgage payment?
3,600 a month.
3,600 a month. So 12, 24, 36. So let's just call it another 40K for the house. Right. So she's making 60. Kids are cost 60, right? And then you make 120, right? So right now, between the kids and the house, you're spending about 100K a year, and your wife makes 60, and you make 120. So you and your wife together make 180. So it looks like right now, you guys are right around about $80,000 you guys can put away to savings. Let's say we take away some other additional expenses. What would you say per month you guys are spending on like groceries? What's like typically your monthly budget between you and the wife?
Let's say like 3,300.
Okay, so then another 3,300, so 12, 24, 36. So that's another 36 grand, right? So we're looking at, and by the way, I'm just doing this math. And this is what I do. Like if I'm in the house or I'm on the call with people, like I'm just writing these numbers down. So
Right.
let's just say I'm not for the sake of time because I know we gotta get off. Basically, what you're doing in this process is you're just asking questions to figure out what it is. So I'm looking at my sheet right here. You're spending $136,000 between your kids, their school program, your house, and your rent. So that means you would then ask the question. So basically, what you're telling me is you guys make about 180,000, you're spending about 136, and then at the end of the year, Marvin, correct me if I'm wrong, you guys have about what, 30, $40,000 left in savings every year. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. And people will either say, yeah, no, it's not that high, or it's way lower than that.
Right.
See what it is, and like, okay, what are we missing? And then if you see what I'm doing here, all you're trying to do is figure out like when somebody says I only need 50K, you're like, dude, you can't need 50K because right now your kids and your mortgage alone cost 100. And if you pass away, your wife only makes 60. So how she's in debt off rip. Like there's no question. So if we get you 100K, she's in the clear for just 1 year,
Right.
which theoretically is cool. But what are you going to do year after year? And you told me that program becomes more expensive as time goes on.
Mm-hmm.
You see how I'm selling logically? I'm not even talking about the emotion. We ain't even get into the fact of like, dude, like you're gone. Like you think your wife wants to go back to work? Like, I mean, like,
That's fact.
you can start getting who takes kids to practice. Well, if you pass away, who's gonna take the kids to practice? Does she have to cut out from work? Now she cuts out on her work hours. Like, yo, you got to paint a real picture because people will get to you and just cap like, yeah, man, well, blah blah blah. I'm like, come on, man, like it doesn't work like that, right? Like life happens and people can't your wife can't make 60K, you owe 100, you get a policy for 100, then you know what I mean, you already said that you guys spend $136,000 a year. So even if I give you 100,000, she still has to make up for 36 of that, which will cut into her pay, which now means she's only making 30K, right? And then we didn't even include additional costs, etc. And that's just to cover the bills. We ain't even talking about right the funeral, travel, like so I say all that just to say like that's how you do it. And then when you go to close, you do the same thing I just said, and you base what you're closing them on off of the value that you presented. So then you say, I'll just go through the close, right? Because I'll stay over a little bit if you guys have time. So basically, what I'll do is, let's say I went through that, and I'll get to the end, and I'll say, okay, Marvin. So based off everything we talked about, we really have three options here. Okay. And kind of what you told me is, you guys have about $3,300 a month that you guys are spending. So I don't want to take the whole portion of that. I like to take, anywhere between 5 to 15%, depending on your comfortability level. So I came up with 3 options here for you. And this is how I do it, just being honest. I'll tell them, and by the way, I used to bring a calculator when I sold like to the people's houses, like an actual fat, big old calculator with notes. I'm dead serious. Because people respect it. Like, yo,
Right.
that's pretty dope. So let's say you told me you're spending, let's just do $3,000 for simplicity.
Right.
So you're spending $3,000 a month. I like to do packages for 5%, 10%, and 15%. So 5% of three grand is $150. And I don't tell them this, but I'm writing this in my mind. I'm like, hey, just give me like 5 minutes. I'm just gonna put together this game plan. You could do it on the phone. You could obviously do it in person. If you're in person, it's a little bit easier. You can just sit in front of them and just kind of chill. Like, just give me a few minutes. I'm gonna write down some stuff. Right? You take 10%, that's $300, right? And then you take 15%, which is 3,000 times, excuse my math, y'all. I'm not the greatest. $450, right? So now you have, and I'm gonna show you guys what my screen, so I'm gonna share my screen so you guys can see what this looks like. So we're all on the same page. We use this sheet again. Cool. Can you guys see my screen?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. So now what you're gonna do is cool, right? So I break it down like this. I know it's kind of confusing, but I'll break down the options, right? I say option 1, say option 2, and this is per month. And you guys know how premiums work. So like
Mm-hmm.
if you're doing 150 per month, you get a 12-month advance, that's $1,800. If you do $300 per month times a 12-month advance, that's $3,600. If you do $450 times 12 months, that's $5,000 you just made. This is how you make 10, 15, 20, 30, 40, 50, $60,000 a month as a life insurance agent. It's not by where most people tell you, like, yeah, pitch on 5,000. It's like, no, dude, like you pitch it based on what it is. And then you base their budget and you show them options based on what they can get, not just based off of random numbers. Because there's no value. If I just say $100,000, Marvin, and I don't ask all these questions, there's no value to $100,000. But if I do what I'm about to show you, which is this, so I say, hey, Marvin, cool, man. So I laid out some options and I'm going to break them down. And I typically will like share my screen, or if I'm talking on the phone, I'll get them to write a pen. I'll say, okay, option number 1 is 150. Or, and I'm sorry, I don't even tell them the price. I apologize. I do it this way. I'll say, I keep this number here for me. And then I'll tell them option 1, and I tell them what it can do, right? So let's say option number 1 is $150,000 of coverage, right? Let's say option 2 is, $400,000 of coverage. And then option 3, I'm just making this up, y'all, by the way.
Nah, I feel.
$1 million. So here's what I do and I'll take these notes as I'm writing. So I'll say, hey, look, Marvin, let's start out, right? I want you to write option 1, $150,000 of life insurance. Option 2, $400,000 of life insurance. Option 3, $1 million in life insurance. I'm going to say, now let's talk about what these do, because numbers mean nothing, Marvin, right? Once I asked you all these questions at the beginning to get a gauge. So for option number 1, you're going to get $150,000 of life insurance, okay? What this is going to do for you, right, is based on what you told me, this is really just going to be the absolute bare necessity that we need to get put in place today, because this $150,000 is going to cover the entirety of your family, and it's going to cover your funeral, final expense costs, because your costs right now is $136,000 a year. So we've added an additional $14,000 to pay for your burial, final expense, cremation costs, whatever you need, and it's going to completely take care of your family for 1 full year. Right? Your wife will be good. She can sit back and chill for 1 year. Okay? That's the bare minimum that we can do today, Marvin, because we need to make sure she's protected. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, yeah. Like, okay, cool. Right? That. So we already agreed, like, that's the lowest option we're going. So I already know I'm walking out the house with this and they're protected. Cool. You go to second option. You say, all right, Marvin, so, yeah, we can let the wife live comfortably. Option number 2 is basically going to do the same thing, but it's going to make sure that we have 2 full years of coverage. Plus, it's going to give your wife an additional $100,000 of income that she can add to her 60, right? Which is going to get her to $160,000 for the entirety of a year. right? So you're going to give her a safe comfort net to make sure that not only when she's gone is she protected, but additional miscellaneous costs that may come up, family members she wants to fly in, like she just doesn't have to worry about anything. She's completely taken care of, right? Now this gives them 2 years, and you can start breaking it down like based on what it is. Like, hey,
Right.
like, your kids will be going in 10th grade. You said that in 10th grade it goes from 15,000 to 20,000. So now, we have basically 2 or 3 years of padding. Cool. And then you say, hey, man, the third option is really just the whole shebang. This is going to make sure your kids, from if you were to pass away tomorrow up until they graduate from high school, will be completely taken care of. Your wife will never have to worry. She won't have to change jobs, right? She's going to have an additional, $200,000 of extra excess cash laying around, funeral, final expenses taken care of, etc. Right? And you just start now allocating costs to specific measurable things, not just money. That
Right.
is like what I just explained. Like that's how you make money in the life insurance space. It's literally that simple. Anything else anybody explains to you is not how you sell effectively. You can still sell, but you're not going to sell effectively, and you're honestly not going to write high premiums either. When I was selling and I do say in this no bragging way, when I was selling my agency I work with, we had the highest average annual premium per issue policy recorded in our entire IMO. Like our average annual premium policy was like $2,200. So like most of the policies we were writing were like $200 a piece.
Dang.
We all did that same exact psychology of selling, which is basically just budget allocation. Once you can figure that out, it's over with. Because every time you take stuff away, you're taking stuff away from their family. So if they're like, nah, man, I don't want to do $150. That's too much. It's like, okay, cool. You don't want your wife to be protected for a year? Well, I do. All right. Well, I mean, here are the numbers. So we just want to give her 6 months, not a year, right? They're like, oh, well. And then now you just have them battling with themselves, not with you. Because it's not about you, it's about them and their family.
Right.
Because now your wife's only taking care of for 6 months. So what's she gonna do after 6 months? Well, I don't know. She needs to figure it out. Okay, cool. That's how you want to roll. Like, you know what I mean? And then, especially if
Fact.
you're sitting beside each other, now you got them fighting about what policy they want to do. You ain't even worried about closing. It's just how much you gonna close them for.
Yeah, facts. I feel you, bro. Yeah.
Yeah, so that I hope that helps us, Isaiah. Like you're gonna have this as a
It
recording,
does.
but like that's how you sell. That's literally how you sell life insurance.
Yeah.
Yeah,
If
That
you're
was
not selling it like that, I mean,
it's
yeah,
crazy.
yeah, you can write lower premium policies, and you gotta be real with people because a lot of people won't take the time to ask those questions, but you gotta get uncomfortable and ask like, dude, what's gonna happen to your kids? Well, they'll be all right. Will they be all right? Most, bro, I'm not gonna lie to y'all. Probably 85% of the people that I sat down with, they never actually did that exercise. Like they're like, I don't know, let me figure out how much I spend. I got them pulling out their debit cards, credit cards to figure out how much they spend because they don't even know their own budget.
right.
They get on a call with you, they tell you need 5K. By the end of the call, they need 30K. They're like, dude, I never even realized I need. Can I have this? Let me take this and use this as my budget sheet. But nobody actually ever sat with them and actually cared about them. A lot of insurance agents just showed up and just wrote them a policy and got out.
Right.
So yeah, y'all. I don't really have anything else
And
unless
I
you
was
guys
I
do.
appreciate it, man.
Yeah,
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. I really have learned a lot, and I just got to speak up and not be afraid to ask. Just like I do with Medicare, just do the same thing and
yeah.
realize that I'm helping them. And that's what I do with all my customers. I help them. So, yeah,
Yeah, that's it. That's it. Well, as always, if you guys have questions, please drop them into Zoom. This recording will be there as well. We will have a call next month, first week of November, I mean December. For those of you all that are staying in the community, if you're not, like that's cool too. You can come back whenever.
Me
One of
staying
our say it again,
me by staying in the community.
like staying in the school community. Because you guys have lifetime access to the course. But you in the community that you have to pay, like obviously there's a recurring cost to be in the community.
yeah,
So if you got
Oh,
yeah, yeah, yeah. So the course that we gave you, like that's forever. But for the people that are choosing to like stay on the calls going forward, there's a cost associated with you staying in the community.
Oh,
And
so
then
they already put us on a recurring purchase, or we got to
no,
do
no,
it?
no, no, no. You'll get a text from one of our reps a few days before like your time in the community ends. And if you want to renew, you can. And if not, that's cool. But not yet. Nobody's card is like getting auto pulled. They'll text you or they'll call you and be like, "Hey, do you want to stay in the community?" If you say no, cool. If you do, you know, we'll charge your card and you'll be good going forward.
If that's the case, then let me get this 97 real quick so I can stay in, gang.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, bro. You got like I said, we'll message you, etc. But bro, dude, just do the strategy, man.
Facts, bro. Looking forward to coming back to you with good news, my boy.
Please, like I said, sit down, do it tonight, or like get your list together tonight or first thing in the morning tomorrow, and then just start hitting people, bro. Just start hitting people, messaging people. And if you get to 100, you can keep going. Ain't nobody saying you got to, but just know you got to hit your 50 to 100 every day.
All right, bet. Appreciate you, Trey.
Of course. Do you guys have any questions before we hop off? Questions, comments, concerns?
I think I'm good.
I want to know if I just have some agents that's under me that may be interested or whatnot. In bringing in other people, do you give discounts for any of that, or would I get a discount for letting other agents that I know of know about your program?
Yeah, I mean, this is just so you guys know, like we literally this is the first call ever. So I just started this. This is not something I've been doing for a long time. I don't know if whoever talked to you all, if it was me. I don't know. We talked to a lot of people, but we started it to like really help y'all. So all I will say is when it comes to that, um, like we'll look out for them for like getting in. Going forward though, they'll have to pay, the standard rate if they want to do the monthly.
No, no, no. I was saying, would I get like a discount or something? If I'm like having a financial issue. But you know what? I'm not even worried about that because you just gave us a lot and we shouldn't have that issue anymore. You know
Yeah,
what I'm
I
saying?
mean,
Because basically, if even if we call and we stay committed to calling at least 50 people, not calling, but if we DM at least 50 people a day, we gonna get some leads from it.
I
And that's
promise
just
you.
like me when I call people up, I do the same thing. But and it's all about it's the numbers game. And
Hmm.
and that's how I've grown with my Medicare insurance. I've grown from calling people and telling them what I do, even though they say, "Ooh, you're not supposed to do that." And I'm like, that's stupid because how would they know if I don't tell them? You know. Anyway, that's all.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, I got it.
Yeah, I mean, just let us know if you got people. Just let us know, and then let somebody in the group know or put it in the school community. Like, hey, I have some people that want to join, and we'll reach out to them and get in contact with them. That's not a problem.
Okay. All right.
Cool, cool.
Thank
All
you,
right,
though.
y'all. You
All
guys
right.
have a good
Appreciate
night.
you a lot,
Like I
Trey.
said, if you need anything else, just let us know in the group. We'll talk to
All
you
Okay.
guys
right,
next time.
sure. Have a good night, bro.
All right,
Thank
bro.
you.